Hello and welcome to Learn Enough JavaScript to be Dangerous. I'm Michael Hartle, author of the tutorial and your host for this video series. We're going to be learning JavaScript, which is the only programming language that can be executed inside of web browsers. As a result, JavaScript is an essential part of any programmer's toolkit, at least any programmer who intersects with the World Wide Web, which is basically everyone these days. So this tutorial is going to focus on practical techniques for writing JavaScript. As with all the Learn Enough tutorials, we're going to be doing things for real right from the start. It will be simple, but it will be real. As a result, you'll have no problem transferring this knowledge over to deploying real websites because we're going to deploy real websites right away, starting in the first chapter. Now, although JavaScript was originally designed to run inside of web browsers, in fact, it is increasingly used as a general purpose programming language. Most JavaScript tutorials focus on the web browser part, but Learn Enough JavaScript to be Dangerous will cover not only using JavaScript in the browser, but also making command line scripts, like this one shown here. So this is a great preparation for things like back-end web development using JavaScript, which is beyond the scope of this tutorial, but the things you'll learn in this tutorial will prepare you really well for that, including things like Node.js, which is an execution environment for JavaScript that we'll be using throughout this tutorial. Throughout Learn Enough JavaScript to be Dangerous, we'll be developing our technical sophistication, which is the ability to figure things out and troubleshoot things on your own. One of the great resources that's emerged in recent years for JavaScript specifically and web technologies generally is the Mozilla Developer Network. So we'll be showing lots of examples of how to use the documentation in order to figure out how to do things with JavaScript. And in fact, one consistent theme, even among experienced JavaScript developers, is looking stuff up all the time. So that means learning how to look things up is a useful skill in itself. All right, without further ado, let's get started with JavaScript by writing Hello World.